afternoon now. Hi, Brian. Hi, Joey. I didn't get to congratulate you on all the stuff you're doing. I'm proud of you. I can say I remember you win.
Would you like holding that? Just like I can hold it. Okay. All right.
Please, because you know me, I talk with my hands, and I hate to. You got it. I'm sorry. I just don't want to. You know me, huh? Hey, everybody. We got lots more here today. Good job.
Jackie, can you talk loud too? That traffic is.
Welcome. We are 3.5 days into this election. It is spectacular. We are having more voters than we've had in the past since I've been here. And you know, that's a long time. Today when I walked out, we already have a 14.3% turnout. Like, that's amazing. That in 3.5 days, we've had as many people vote as we have in some of our city and school elections and in our amendment elections. So this is just the best. We have had so far today 25,482 people by the halfway point of today. So this day will be bigger than yesterday, which was bigger than the day before. And so we are thrilled with that. As of right now, we have a complete turnout of 168,606 voters. So again, we thank them. We thank you. We want you to keep getting that message out to pack your patience, because some people are really shocked at the lines. Some people are shocked when they pull up that there's not their normal parking that they've been to for their normal sites. So we want them to be patient. We want them to be courteous to the other voters. And we sure want them to be pleasant with our election officials. They're doing a bang-up job. And like we said before, the biggest way you can help us is to remind the voters to prepare. Go on our website, get that sample ballot that's uniquely yours. Do your homework. Take the time to mark that ballot, or just write them down on a piece of paper. You can take that with you to the booth, and it sure helps in the time that the voters are at the booth, because we've seen some people, literally, that have never seen any of it, but when they get to the city charters, there's a lot of verbiage in those. And so when they stop to read every one, it's time consuming, just plain and simple. So for our standpoint, please just keep telling people to be pleasant. Come prepared. Pack your patience. And please, please, please continue to vote like this. How can I help?
Jackie, can you remind us what voters can and can't wear or say in line? I took notice of that with the Trump shirt. And talk about any of the reports and turnovers you have.
Thanks, Brian. I mean, that's very true. We understand this is an exciting election. It's a partisan election. But as always, you cannot take any campaign, we call it paraphernalia, okay? Whether it's a shirt or a hat or a button or, you know, any kind of, what's that new word, swag, that has a campaign on it, that may not be visible within the 100-foot mark. But again, we've seen it before. So some of our judges will take jackets with them, and they'll ask somebody to cover it. Some of them, if they don't have it, they're going to ask the voters to step out of line, either go to the restroom, turn it inside out, and if all else fails, you may see some voters that aren't happy, but the judges will tape a sample ballot to the front of their shirt. Now, everybody knows that they must have a campaign shirt on underneath that sample ballot, because that's not normal. But again, it helps. We need to remain within the law so that no one's intimidated and everyone can come and vote freely.
Is
that happen this election? Has somebody had to put a sample?
Oh yeah.
Do you have a ballpark? How many people?
Again, I don't know a number. I just know the judges that call me that are very frustrated because it turned argumentative, and we can see that. So I know, if I know I've heard from 4 judges, there's probably 40 out there that didn't call. So that's sort of how we're gauging things. We have lots of machines out in the spaces that will have the accommodations. Some of these are our longtime sites, and remember, we are guests at all of those facilities. And Northside Activity Center is still open. They're having teachers' conferences and meetings and that. So the area that we're in is the same area we've been in, and so there's just no room to expand there. It's not the elections equipment, it's the area to expect. Like if they said it was a hall, we would be hard pressed to put our units in a hall and then having the voters walk right so when I heard you say hall, that right there tells us something. Okay?
Which site has the most number of machines and how many machines does it have?
You'll see, well, the larger ones, they have like 18 or 20 machines. And so that keeps the lines moving, but there's still lines.
Can you describe where your busiest locations are, and maybe where the slowest ones are, if there is such a thing?
No, that's cute, yes. Our busiest ones, and as a matter of fact, for years and years and years, every one of you could name our busiest site, Brook Hollow. Well, they're now number 2. They've dropped one because Northwest Vista College, the site that is out by the Alamo Ranch expansion, they are now our number 1 site for attendance. And then we have, some of our, as you said, Brian, the slower sites. They're not quite slow, but whether it be a Macedonia church, whether it be a South Side admin building, East Central, Somerset, those are the ones that are a little bit slower.
So drive down there and go faster.
That's what we're telling people. I mean, that would help tremendously. And again, some of you were here. Our recommendation is they're listening to you all. You're getting the word out for us. Have them go to our website. Keep pushing our website. But the last thing we do when we leave here at night is we post the numbers of every site and how many people voted there. So if your viewers and your listeners would just go to that site, they could do exactly what you were saying, Brian. They could look and see, look, this one had 1,500 people. Look, this one had 300. I just think that would behoove everybody. So I like that. You're thinking along the right way.
You said ahead of early voting that you were anticipating about 900,000 voters to come out.
Total.
Is that still the figure you're working with?
Well, I think early voting, I'm still expecting 600, 610, which would be our highest. And then hopefully, like I said, we're looking at 250 plus on election day. But we'll see, because does that mean that the voters are coming out early and they're not going to be there for election day? We still have to look at all of that. It's like Jell-O.
Historically, is that how it works? If you have a humongous first couple of days, does it normally cut down on voting later, or does it just normally turn out?
This one's going to be a huge turnout, Andre. This one's going to be a huge turnout. Again, we watch numbers. We do it historically. And we know that when we have a 12-day early voting, no matter what it is, Saturdays are one of our lowest days. And then we do a 6 hours on Sunday, and that proportionately is lower. And then as we close early voting, the last 3 days, we just pray that everybody votes before those last 3 days. As we said, we saw all the voters in the beginning, the first 2 days, that's a whole group of people that we're used to seeing. They're going to vote. They're going to vote the first day. You know, be proud, put it out of the way, get their sticker that says they voted in the presidential election, and then be at peace. But again, you're going to have the ones that are going to come those last 3 days, because everybody's listening to you all, the media. They're waiting to hear more and more information. This is not unique to Bexar County. The numbers, yes, are unique for us. But if you look at the state numbers, this is happening all over the state of Texas, which is wonderful.
Do you have the final number of Bexar County registered voters for this election?
I do. Maybe I have it on my other piece of paper. I didn't bring that. It's 1,294,096. or 96. Let me see. I keep my pieces of paper in my pocket. No, I don't have it. But you can get it off our website.
Where is it on the website?
It's posted on the website. It's in one of those reports. If not, email me and I'll send it to you.
There's another reminder to voters too. We cannot talk about their political preferences in line.
Correct. And I mean, people are trying. And again, we have these rules to protect everyone. But I understand, like every one of you have understand, that if somebody's going to stand in line for a half hour or an hour, they're going to be talking to the people around them. I mean, I can't imagine that they're standing in line being stoic.
Jackie, is this supposed to be your last election? The elections admin. Is this the highest turnout that you've ever seen?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we've never seen numbers like this. And I'm just, like I said, we're ecstatic. Our judges are doing such a fantastic job out there. We keep sending them staff and more staff. We've got to figure out how to at least give some of those hard workers a few hours off so that they can recoup, because we're expecting them to work these 12 days straight and then turn around and work election day. And as I say that, so is my fantastic staff in that building. They have been working already 2 weeks straight, and they won't have a day off until, so it would really be nice if people could remember that. And that's why I say when we pack our patience, and be pleasant, and thank those election workers. Thank them.
If you're an out-of-towner, can you vote here?
Maybe. That's a hard one. We do have what's referred to as a limited ballot, and that is for our Texas voter that are registered in other counties in Texas. And if they've moved here in the last 6 months or whatever, and the last thing they didn't do was put their address here, didn't change it on our records. So they're eligible to come here, only this site. And they walk in the front door, and we have staff there to help them. We have to verify that they're an active voter registered in, pick a county, Dallas, Harris, any. And if that's there and we can confirm, then they get a piece of paper. And what it does in reality is it cancels their registration in that older county, and we register them immediately here. And then we have special ballots for our limited that we've had to program, because those people can only vote for the people and the races that would be on their ballot in the old county. So basically that's letting them have the president, the senator. They probably will not have the same U.S. rep, but they're going to have the railroad commissioner. They're going to have state races that would have been on their ballot there. And so it's a limited ballot. It's only here at the early voting site, main site, during early voting. Once early voting closes, it's done with limiteds.
Do you feel safe and your election workers feel safe and getting threats?
We have some very, very experienced people with us. This one is definitely different. People were feeling the stress. Yes.
Okay, guys, thanks. I know it's hard on everybody. Thanks for
Everybody's
coming.
swimming.
Anything you need, just let us know, okay?
Thanks, guys. Get that word out for us, okay?